Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for
Good.
coming back.
Yes, no problem. It was a pleasure seeing you the first time.
Thank you. It was great meeting you last time. So, the last time we met, we spoke about some of the nutrition and fitness goals that you're working towards and some struggles you've had in the past. So, how was this last week implementing some of the things that we talked about? Or maybe you can just go over in general what we discussed last week.
Sure. Well, I just recently moved. So, a big goal of mine was to start preparing more of my own food. I've noticed at my old home where I used to live, I was eating out a lot. So a lot of junk food, takeout food, Mexican, not the healthiest food. So one of my main goals coming out of the first meeting was to really start to prepare more meals at home, and I feel like I've been doing that. I've been grilling a lot of chicken. I've been eating a lot more healthy because I have full control now over everything I eat. So that's definitely been a big goal that I've been working towards. I still eat some takeout, but I try to, if I eat takeout, have healthier food like Subway, something more nutritious than just like a pizza or like Mexican food. And also another thing that I've been working towards is finding a gym that is close to me so that it's more convenient towards and it's more conducive to me working out, because one of the things for me is after a long days of work is that I get tired, and if I have to drive 20 minutes to go work out, then I'm going to be much less likely to work out than if the gym's directly on the way home. So looking for a gym in my area is definitely something that I'm working towards as well.
Okay. It sounds like you are being like very realistic with what's gonna work, what's not gonna work. So it sounds like you definitely have worked towards some goals. Any difficulty with anything that we discussed? Maybe like how's it going with meal prepping? Have you had any challenges or?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some challenges. Being that I just moved into the new location, finding time to meal prep is always an issue. Where I'm so busy these days that it's a little bit difficult sometimes to plan ahead what I'm going to eat. Difficulty also it would be that I really don't have a lot of time to work out. So I really need to try to form a better schedule, more better time management, that I allow myself time to go to the gym and work out, just because it's been such a transitional period now that I'm so busy and I'm so tired that I don't really have much time to work out as I wish I did, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you said, this is a transitionary time, so it's not, this time isn't going to be permanent, you know. You might face some challenges just because, like you said, you don't really have time. I'm sure you have boxes full of stuff that needs to be unpacked at home or who knows. But you mentioned like not having time to meal prep, or
Mhm.
it can be difficult.
Mhm.
Would you like me to share maybe a tip or a few, and if you feel like that could be helpful with meal prepping?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always looking for some feedback.
Sure. So sometimes it can be helpful, like when you're going food shopping, to like take an inventory of what you already have in the house, in your cupboard or pantry or whatever, and then when you're food shopping, you'll figure out what realistically can I make this week. Maybe like you mentioned, you like chicken, so maybe you'll put down that you need chicken and maybe like a vegetable, see what you have in the house, see what you need. That way, like when you are food shopping, you already know like what you're gonna purchase.
Hmm. Those are some good tips. I've noticed also too that with preparing my own food, with having full control over my diet, that I have much more energy throughout the day. That's something I've really noticed because before, when I was living in Comac and I didn't really have the motivation to cook for myself, I would eat something unhealthy in the morning to get me going. Sometimes it was cereal, sometimes it was maybe some sort of pastry, which wasn't really a very nutritional or, it didn't fill you up, it didn't give me energy throughout the day. So by lunchtime, I would have almost a crash where I would feel like I almost needed a nap. And this was like an everyday occurrence where right around 12 o'clock, I would be working and my eyes would start to get heavy because I would just have no energy. So I've noticed that now what I do in the morning, I have a much more hearty breakfast. I'll have some sort of oats, like an oatmeal. I have a yogurt and then also a piece of fruit. So I'll try to have like 3 items for breakfast, usually a fruit, like an oat, and then some sort of yogurt, or if they don't have yogurt, I'll have like a protein bar. Something that is filling but not super heavy and high in calories. And then that way by lunchtime, I still have energy. I'm still full. I don't feel like I'm not craving any sort of like carbs or sugar by noon. So I have a much more balanced diet throughout the day, and I feel that it gives me so much more energy. Whereas before, it was I would have very highs and lows when I would be eating on not as clean of a diet.
Wow, that's really great. It seems like you've made such great changes and really know what works for you. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. It's all trial and error. One of the things also is that I've eliminated a lot of dairy in my diet, and I've noticed that not energy wise, but I just feel better. I used to drink a lot of milk. I used to come home at night, and with my dinner time, we'd usually have a glass or two of milk, usually like a whole milk, and I've completely eliminated that. I still have some dairy in my coffee. I still have some dairy in my coffee. I might still have a little bit of milk here and there, but overall, I've really reduced the amount of dairy, and I feel that also I have more energy. I don't feel as lethargic. I feel like I have more energy now to go work out, and also too when I wake up in the morning. I notice that when I wake up in the morning these days too, I'm much more awake right off the bat. So I have much more energy as soon as I wake up. Whereas before, I would when I woke up, I always felt like I could use more than another hour or two of sleep. And then, but now I feel good.
Okay. You mentioned that you have more energy now to work out, and then before you mentioned that you might not have so much, you're still trying to figure out a working out schedule. So maybe we can set a goal for next time to work out a certain amount of days per week. Would that be something that you're interested in?
Definitely.
So we can set that up as a goal?
What do you think? How many days do you think would be appropriate?
Well, it's not up to me. It's really more up to what you think you can do. But let's say a realistic goal, maybe like 3 days a week?
Yeah, I think 3 days would be appropriate and achievable.
Okay, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel like you can achieve that goal? Because it's really your goal. I'm just here to give you some.
I would say about a 7 or an 8, just because of my varying work schedule. Some days, a week could be really tough, which kind of limits the amount of time. But overall, I would say an 8 that I could work out 3 times in a week.
Okay, that's really, so you do feel very confident.
Yes.
Okay, and it sounds like you're at the stage of change where you feel like you're already taking a lot of action steps. Like you don't really feel apprehensive about, trying to get healthier, correct? Am I gauging that right?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Well, I'll see you next week. We'll go over how how meal prepping is going, if you face any challenges, and we'll also go over the working out. Hopefully you can find some way of working out that fits into your schedule, because you don't want it to be too jarring. You don't want to go head first into something.
Yes.
Okay, well
Yes.
it was great. It was great seeing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next week. Bye.